if you, especially with the ESL system of AB, to be B. So they ban first at the start, and you get the last ban, so you always get decision of whether to float it the whole way. That's the only real big difference. There is also in some matchups it's better to pick second as well, because in some games, we saw, I think, I can't remember who was Endpoint playing earlier where they were both really good. Was it Saw that Saw they were both really good on Vertigo?
Yeah.
That's a matchup where both teams could have picked Vertigo, and if your first pick, you might pick it when the other team wants it anyway. So, yeah. There you go. There's the theory. Doesn't matter now. We're into the third and final map. And look at this from Falcons. Speeding up Banana. Fast rush. Fast CT smoke. And just this one member. That's going to be Collins in defense. And look at this. He's right out of there. He's opened his dictionary and found, surrender. Fall back.
Indeed, it's going to be a full-on retake here. Emmy does have a kit available. Smoke on towards Banana will cut off Kenny S, at least for now, but he's on the edge of the smoke. He's ready to go with this. Emmy, solid to open up onto the first. Collins as well going to chime in here. Looking pretty damn good for the CT side, isn't it? Despite Falcons having the control, it is all about Partizan. Just going to be down to Hadji. Collins gets on the bomb, actually. I think he has retrieved that kit, so they just needed to defend him for a few seconds, but they even take the head of Hadji for good measure, and that is indeed the first round going the way of Partizan.
Beautiful. Good retake. Very awkward there for Kenny coming through the smoke. And well grouped the whole time, so important pistol. No investment. Okay, Falcons do buy up. Okay, let's have a look. Interesting. Kenny saving money. Guess he's thinking about an AWP down the line. Rest of them, Galil's across the board. Very much lacking in utility here, so there's going to have to be contact plays. Just going in with the rifles. No real nades to take map control. Already just down to that one smoke on Kenny, and, well, irrespective of the site here, you've got to hold on to that. You need that for the execute.
Big damage onto Emmy. Going to take him down to 6 HP, so really playing with fire on this one. We'll see. This is not looking too bad there for Falcons. They have
I think they're just going to commit. Yeah, they know they do. I think someone knew they had a dink, and they wanted to commit. Stalled out by this smoke. Tricky thing about B bomb site is there's no headshot angle, so Emmy, it's really hard for Emmy to play anywhere. And I think he's made that decision by just saying, let's just play full retake. I can't help you on the site. I can't do anything.
It's also a good read. It ends up being the correct choice because they are moving towards A. They're going to fake out B, in fact. See whether the timing works on this. I think might be a lineup for a CT.
Yes, there's the B rush smoke.
Yeah.
It's quite an obvious read if they know where it came from.
Yeah, I feel like as well, being in at Coffin, Collins has got to have seen that flying overhead, so they'll know. And this setup is deadly. There's an A4 in here as well in the hands of KalubeR. And there's plenty of naded duplicate if he can kind of stay alive. A little bit of a weird move. Rogger going to be the first to chime in. There's KalubeR though. Rogger and him holding it down. They get 3. They get 2. They split evenly. Beautiful stuff. And Partizan will find the second despite Falcons trying to get the reads off.
I wonder if MBK didn't notice he was seeing ahead there for a second. I mean, it's such a small thing when you're trying to scan the whole bomb site with your eyes. Yeah. Good read from Partizan, perfect stack, and that was way too many numbers to deal with. If the MBK got that kill on balcony, maybe it was open, but even then you're still running into 3 players with a lot of crossfires. And of course, eco to follow, given it was a 4 spy in the previous. Partizan are off to the perfect start. Rog already looking good, up to 4.
Emmy, contact flash. He's going to find the head of 1. He stays alive. Collins has got him covered. They're trying to just go for the burst. Doesn't work. Everybody mowed down. The third round goes the way very easily of Partizan there. So we'll see. Falcons onto the first rifle buy. Need to put something substantial on the board.
That water looks real murky. Someone needs to do something about that. Get some filters or something in there. Have you seen those modern day eco pools that use plants as the filter?
I have not. But that sounds kind of amazing. Masuta also trying to be amazing there. Doesn't land for him. Does go for a 1-for-1. Not the worst result in the world for Falcons, but Banana Control going to go the way of Partizan.
Episode of Chicken Run there, and that didn't end very well. That was crazy. Chicken down, and they're going to commit through this long smoke. KalubeR called under force. 3 kills. Well, Python's flash might have hurt a lot more than it helped there as those players went through. Rogger hits the deck, and these players just need to stop facing Arch. Don't give him duels. And they should be easy. Collins comes into library. Even let him have the bomb, honestly. A 3-on-1 retake is not a bad position to be in. Just don't let Python isolate duels. What a sequence from KalubeR. That lined up perfectly for him.
Looking really good. He was very impressive on the first map. A little bit quieter into the second is the big one. But we'll see if he heats up once again on Inferno. As would be the place. Down goes Python. Pretty convincing stuff. A 4-round in a row streak here from Partizan. Keeping it together and keeping it clean. And Falcons have not given us anything too surprising quite yet.
So these pools, by the way, I saw them. I think I saw them on Grand Designs. The whole deal is it's like, it's kind of like a cross between like a pond and a pool, where you have obviously an area you'd want to go in, and then you have this planted area on the side, and then you circulate the water through the plants, and it catches all the impurities.
That is very cool.
And it actually works a lot better than any synthetic filter or attachment.
One to keep for when I'm on Grand Designs, mate. You know, building that sick house, get my eco pool going. That does sound very cool. And yeah, it's just amazing how, you know, that kind of application can come about, to be honest with you.
Apps pop, NBK flash ready. Here we go. Duplicate is anti-flash. Rogger gets the first. Duplicate makes it 2, and this is a massacre on A. NBK might find 1, but that's all he's going to get. Duplicate duplicates his frags, gets 3 on the trot. And Falcons don't get a lot out of that half buy.
Well, we're expecting big things once again from the full buy to come through. Falcons, you know, so far looking a little deflated. They do need to be careful. You do need to be very careful indeed.
I'm reasonably well travelled. I've been to Italy a few times where, of course, this map is set. I haven't seen many of these window ledge kind of plant pot things in real life.
Yeah, that is very true.
They're everywhere.
Are they Juliet balconies? Is that what that's called? Maybe? I'm not sure, but they are everywhere on this map. Oh, Masuta, he's everywhere as well. The big 2K comes through from him. Don't yet have a CT smoke. It will go down. Python, meanwhile, holding onto Duplicate. It's a big, big round here for Falcons and a big round for Masuta to open it up.
I think they're going to fall right into the grips of Python. I think Walker seems to be aware a player could be lurking around. KalubeR's there, so these 2 guns should be saved. Money's good, but no need to give away these guns for needless reasons. As Falcons get their first on the board off the back of Masuta. Monstrous openings on Banana. Like a gorilla tearing it open. I have nothing in reserve.
What's the answer back from Partizan going to be then? They've been pretty liberal with the early timeouts, right? They do like taking them ahead of time, so they might do that again with where things are placed on this one. They do have plenty of money to buy up. It's going to start dwindling soon. Maybe they take the time out in the next round. Nonetheless,
how
Falcons
do monkeys eat bananas? Isn't there something funky about how monkeys eat bananas? Is it upside down?
Upside down, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're doing it wrong.
You know, you can always open it from the bottom. That's why. I think it's because they also like eat them right off the tree. so they can be a bit, you know, we as
Oh,
humans
you don't want to
like
do
them
that.
a
They're
little
a bit,
bit.
they're
Yeah,
bit,
exactly.
bit gritty.
Unripe, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a weird... Bananas especially, I think. You know, you can eat, like, peaches unripe, kind of like an apple. But unripe bananas are just not the wave.
They taste like acidic.
Yeah.
Almost. Whew. Well, as we're thinking about unripe bananas, this banana over here is yet to be ripened up by some flashes. Some sunlight could do a lot of good. So finishing this one off, in they go. B is cleared, and actually, Partizan, I thought Partizan were going to stick around and fight there with the AWP, but they seem to give it up immediately with no resistance. Despite dropping quite a lot of nades for it in the first place, so I'm sure they got their reasons, but yeah, not orthodox right now.
Slowly walking over is Emmy as well, ready to bolster this defense in towards B. CT smoke coming in. Rogger on and off angle with the AWP. Is there a flash for him? There isn't. The molly. Oh my goodness, is not meant for him either, but he misses the sitter. Collins goes on high. There's also still a player in towards Coffin. I'm not expecting on boost at all. It's Emmy to find that one. I thought it was all Collins, but it's Emmy to find it. 4 versus 2, and Partizan straight back into it by the look of things. Python on the lurk dealt with, and they just did not sell the B play or the A play or at all. They didn't take any real control on that Falcons side, and we're back to Partizan winning.
Could be an eco. I think they're really debating this because NBK, Python, and Kenny can full invest. I would call a buy in this position, I think. Galils aren't that much of a downgrade over AKs these days. Galil on Haji and Masuta, everybody else is pretty much full nades. As they discuss this one, what's the call going to be, lads? Timeout starting to expire and they need to begin to buy up. Here it is. It is a buy. We're going for it.
Yep. Yep, going all in. Falcons then with a bit of a textbook French force because, why not? Still got a lot of time. They take the time out to talk it over. Quick banana rush coming in through the nades. Will go MBK. He almost finds a second, but he at the very least sets it up. KalubeR's on the way, but you probably just, save with this one. I don't think they expected MBK to find so much success. That's the key thing.
I think with the money, I think KalubeR's going to stick around for a little bit. This isn't an immediate ripcord sort of deal. This is... If he gets 1 kill, this retake is on. And he hasn't heard the bomb being planted just yet. Yeah, I think... yeah, maybe now it's too much to ask.
Yeah, just a crazy set of entries there from the Falcons. Nothing too unimaginable about it, really.
I think they should go a bit harder for exits, you know. Even if you don't go for this, at least contain them in banana. Kills are a big, kills are massive against a team like Falcons that getting their first round in a while. You can keep their money low. Pistols are so easy to force them back onto. I've got a story about banana trees that I'm waiting for the moment when there's a bit of downtime, but they keep saving, so the buys are endless at the moment.
Yeah, they are indeed.
I'll shelve it for now.
Okay. But we better have it before the end of the night. That's the deal here.
Contractually obliged.
Yep. All right. Back into the wave. Partizan, they still once again have a buy available and still once again have a fair bit of cash in the bank. So Falcons have got a lot of work to do before, we look to them as potential leaders in this game. So far, all about Partizan. Good molly. Ooh, doesn't spread to Masuta, though, in that corner. Just the conventional nade stuff. Oh, nade stacking him. Not quite, just one. Still, he's left very, very low in the logs.
Sounds like a movie title, Low in the Logs. Sort of war film. Is this one going to end in tragedy? or jubilation. MBK taking Jules, and he's on his own. His teammates isolated off by that utility. Swing back in, and that is brutal. Falcons get clipped, and they plummet into the ground. Just 2 players remaining, and, well, snakes might be slippery, but I don't think this one's getting through the grasp.
No, I don't think so. Still going to try, though. Execute on to B, see what they can do. It is directly a 2 versus 2, to be fair. Collins flashed off the angle. KalubeR's trying to draw the attention towards him. Woo! Need to be careful. It's a keen shot from Kenny S. No more, though. No more, says KalubeR. Just going to be down to Python. A bomb plant would be worth its weight in gold at this point. Can't connect the spray down, though.
Oh, he's come to play. Look at this. 14 to 1.
I knew he was doing well. I didn't realize it was that well. That is crazy. That is crazy. Absolute machine. First map.
He's making nerds look like a chump. 14 to 1. Crikey. Falcons just can't catch a break. It's getting brutal now. CT Money's getting really good on a few of these players as well. Bananas take nades coming in. Falcons ceding that control. They got numbers towards his A side. KalubeR makes it back before it can be exploited, though. And with this mid setup, it's so aggressive. Roger misses the first. They're going through about a flashbang, and KalubeR's ready to pounce. Oh, I don't think that's how that round is meant to work. I think there's meant to be a flashbang to go through that one, and definitely didn't hit its mark. Python doing a little bit of work, but there's way too many players to deal with, and I think this is already too far gone.
Oh, Python's going to go charging in. He eats a nade for his trouble, and now they know exactly where he's at, thanks to the smoke and the flash. Waiting for the cavalry to arrive, really, and he's trying to play above as best he possibly can. Leg hit onto Emmy, but surely no chance. It's such a hard spot, I think, to break back into with the bomb being dropped down there.
Just gonna save this, or... Ooh, no way. I mean, Emmy's taking a duel. Emmy, that is a big mistake. 1-on-3 is doable. And thank God KalubeR is absolutely immortal at the moment. Crikey.
Way too close for comfort. It's going to cost them a fair bit as well, actually, which, you know, they still do have plenty of cash, but it just rolls that that bank down needlessly. And I suppose gets us on the edge of our seats. 8-2, though. Looking pretty dominating. We talked about, you know, the energy and all that sort of stuff sapping out of Team Falcons. Looks like it might be the case. They struggle to string them together.
So we've got a fast round coming. Fast up second mid. 5 players here for now. KalubeR again, a similar story, helping with the B-nades early on and sprinting his way back. Mid pop comes in. Cannon flash is perfect. Momentum lost on this execute. Smoke's now coming over, going through the long smoke again, and this time it's dry. KalubeR's not ready for it. They're running the same round twice, and this time it's looking a lot better. Make it 2. Duplicate up against the world. He does a lot of damage, but no cigar. Whew, Collins is here, but there's so much work to do to recover this round.
Yeah, Masuta on the AWP now as well. Surely has got them dead to right, locked in. Molotov going to push him into an awkward spot eventually. I think the Moto smoke comes in. That's the biggie. Still looking for this, apparently. Try and boost above it. They've actually just Moto smoked themselves off, which is a bit awkward. Collins falls in that smoke. They might have seen him getting boosted up, so Emmy's got to be careful on his escape. And like I say, the AWP's been recovered, so there's not really much for him to stick around for. So he'll make his way out, and it will be the 3rd round for Falcons. Once again, though, we need to see them string them together.
That was a ballsy call from MBK. To call a round again. It didn't work the first time. Pretty much the definition of madness, but it works. It really did work. KalubeR just couldn't get himself set up properly. He wasn't ready for players to come through the smoke unchecked. And yeah, went a heck of a lot better. Roger, I mean, even if he kills 1, I think he's getting traded every day of the week, so Yes, he whiffed a couple shots, but just getting enveloped by too many members. 8-3 it is, and that money is all but dwindled now for Partizan. KalubeR drops a couple nades and heads his way back over towards A to bolster the defense. Falcons are really upping the pressure on this A bomb, so they keep doing this long smoke. And I don't blame them. Putting the fear of God into Partizan.
Yep. Yep, you spoke about KalubeR being a bit immortal. Well, you know, obviously just kind of proving to us, himself, and mainly Falcons, that a player like him still can be taken down. Keep shutting him down, that would be definitely for the best. Emmy going to chime in first. He does melt for his trouble, though. Maybe was not expecting such, and then Collins goes for a dry pick of his own. That was a little wild. They might just call a save off the back of that, to be honest with you. KalubeR's on his way.
I mean, the logic is
faking.
That...
They are faking. I don't know. I like this setup. York takes the long horse player down. Duplicate finds a keen headshot quickly, and now all of a sudden they've got the man advantage. They thought they'd sold it with the 2 kills at Car, but they didn't move, and now it's just going to be down to MEK and Overthink on the mid-round call. Wow. And not a single one goes down. That's crazy. They faked B. Who would have thunk?
That's the risk of doing fakes and not actually kind of half committing to it and getting some information. I mean, if the team is man down, they're stacking, probably. And why would they come out of their stack if they're already man down? They're already committed to a save. So I don't know if it was a bit of a misread or some poor communication / information, but yeah, they need to probe B there if they wanted to pull off that sort of round. That was amazing. Timeout comes in. Money is all over the place. I mean, Kenny can drop a rifle. Maybe. And then he AK himself. There's a route to a buy here, but it's not perfect. And, well, even on perfect buys, Falcons have had a lot of trouble here on Inferno.
Early nades down in towards top end of Banana. Will be Falcons trying to get some control here. They've obviously just taken the time out to really make sure that they can get this one on board. Flash around the corner, and now they officially have the Banana control they were after. In they'll go.
They're going to go.
Just not slow down, Alan.
Yeah. I don't blame them. The molly landed on their feet there. They had only 2 choices. Fully cancel or go for this. Emmy's in the open. Flashbang goes beyond him. Oh, big spam. Big kill off the spam. And now Partizan, quite the decision. And I think Duplicate's making his choice pretty clear. I don't think this retake is on. KalubeR's dropping nades, but Duplicate's in a different... He's on a different continent.
Yep, just too far away. Does indeed check out. Falcons going to be moving up to 4 then, and still a decent chance at a salvageable half.
Yeah.
In all fairness.
It blows my mind that Falcons are still in this map in some sense when KalubeR's up 18-2.
Yeah, I know.
It's pretty crazy.
Yep.
They're really grinding out these rounds.
They are, and that's kind of what the T-side's all about, to be fair. It's just, you know, rolling through the motions and running some of your set rounds, especially when you need it. They took a time out there to pull one of their better ones out.
This is cooking up a treat. It looked like Partizan was going to steamroll to a monster CT side, but been a little bit derailed, at least slowed down, as their hype train been. Raga has a good B spawn. He's going to take it early towards Banana. Just going to post up from the corner. And another heavy A start from Falcons. It could be the same round. Keep an eye on the long smoke. 4 close to mid. Mid pop flashes. Here we go. Moving towards this long smoke, but this time don't commit through. I think they might have wanted to, but they got slowed down a little bit too much by the counter nade, so just decided to put the brakes on instead.
Roger needs to be solid on this orb. He's trying to find some dynamic angles over on A. Meanwhile, it is going to be the B play. Just Collins.
I think he's got an extra smoke on his feet.
They have been dropping them pretty regularly.
He's
looking... would be surprised. There it is.
Yeah, there it is. He's got it. Okay, Partizan's just there. They just cleared mid on A. They saw nothing. Now they're going into a 3B stack. Oh, but KalubeR really needs to stay alive. It might turn Falcons around. No, they're going to commit. This is really awkward, committing before the smoke. Emmy gets one. Collins with another. Bomb is in a precarious position.
Whoa.
They have to commit two. Oh, no. It's falling apart here. It's really falling apart. And with this much time, they need to absolutely steam train it onto A if they're going to make it.
And there's still duplicate at the back of the site as well. 20 seconds. He's just going to buy more and more and more time. This is such a rare angle to play when you're the only one around. Well, he gets one. Tag onto the second. And Roger to finish it off. 10th hit by Partizan. And that's pretty flawless. They only lost the one player.
They just fully out macroed Falcons there. You could see it. Really good from Roger to drop the extra nade set, but just enough time. They did hesitate for a millisecond and bring their third B player off, but fortunately still near enough to have some impact, spam through the smoke, or throw some nades. Falcons just can't get ahead. They can't live with this pace coming out of Partizan. Remember that Falcons won a pistol armor round. That goes quite a long way to getting onto this 4. And this buy is a little bit touch and go. 2 Tech 9s. I guess nade is pretty good. And Falcons are turning back towards A where they found success earlier.
Yes, they are indeed. Roger going to chime in for the first. KalubeR does go down early, though, and that's a big name to be taken. Duplicate in towards pit. The rotation already here. Collins gets a spam onto 1, nearly onto 2, actually. Absolutely massive. MBK 56, Python only 13. They're waiting for a rotation to come in. Emmy, though, even peaking this, is going to have a chance at finding a couple. They're going to walk into him. Flash comes round. It's not quite good enough. Emmy can't get his crosshair back there, though, so it's a 2v2. And they move on to B. Still very, very low with a combined HP of 40.
I don't think they know how good they've got it. If they knew they had this much time, they could maybe set up a really tricky afterplant. Python's going to try and force a headshot angle from Coffins. It's the best of a bad situation. CTs are executing onto the side. They got 2 smokes. Rocket's actually going to go through. Nade could land right on Coffins, and Python is a lucky boy. Duplicate taking the duel. Not going to find it. MBK peaks in the end. 15 seconds remaining. He does have a kit. But Python has no interest in facing and finds the kill. 5 rounds for Falcons. My God, was that a grind? Will it be enough to claw this back? We'll have to find out in the second half.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back in. We are indeed here with that second half. There's no Counter-Strike on the monitor there, but there is plenty happening before your very eyes. Partizan up to 10 after their CT side. Felt like maybe they could have stolen away with a few more, you know, but we'll see here. Pistol hangs in the balance.
They're going to get aggressive here, Falcons. They've got 3 players. Masuda's lining up deep flashes. These have got the right side of the half wall. Catch all the way down Banana. And they're just biding their time for now. Flashes in. NBK peeks Python as well. T-side not hit by the flashes, but NBK still wins the duel. Roger's playing with fire. Ooh, I can't believe Falcons are still fighting this. I thought they'd flash again and get out. But she's still got another flash. And actually, Python's caught unawares. It's not looking good now. NBK is being crowded by these players as he falls back to the new box. There's 2 players here. One to his right-hand side. Masuda might go unchecked, but they're over. They knew a player had to be throwing the flashes. And he goes down. 3-on-2 now for Partizan.
And yes. Can't hold the line. It's just going to be down to Hadji. No one peeking him. He knows there's one new. He knows there's one close right. Maybe not so sure about Emmy, but just... yeah, they're really just holding him at bay with the danger peaks here. Going to get Goosh down to 15. Not a chance. Can he take any with him? No, he cannot. 11 rounds going the way of Partizan. They pick up the pistol in pretty clean fashion.
Hadji's had a rough tournament. I mean, today, obviously, this map is particularly, you know, bit woeful from him, but I don't know what it is, man. I mean, if I'd been paying closer attention to their old spots, I've got a feeling his spots have changed.
Yeah.
Or something like this. NBK coming in means Hadji played with Maka. Maka, yeah, that might be the reason. Of course, Maka used to call from the AWPing position, so you didn't need a rifler in the middle of the map to be calling. So Hadji could take those roles potentially. I don't know this for certain, but Hadji just doesn't look like the monster I know and love.
We'll see Heat getting a bit chopped up if they don't make it through conference in a decent spot. This isn't really, you know, big org, big name players. I'd say this is not really far enough. There's a nice shot from Hadji though, Alan. He hears you, mate, and he's letting you know that he's still got what it takes. Just not quite as deeply activated. NBK, MP9 up close. Clean headshot onto the first, nearly the second, but Python trades him out, and Python takes his time. All going to be on to KalubeR. This is the absolute beast, though. This is the man that you've got to get through. 1 versus 3. Very doable. This would be a hell of a mark on the T side to save his boys. Look at the angle he finds onto Hadji. And now Kenny S with the scout. Going to get tagged down to 24. And KalubeR just taps him. Oh, he's so crisp with it right now.
He is on fire. That was the moment where Falcons could have gone way back into this game. A full reset. And that could have been done. Wow. Apparently that was last bullet as well in the chamber. Decapitation. And we're going to get a heavy eco here. I think Falcons are debating a buy. But it'd be a tremendous risk. What's it going to be, lads? Going to cash out those chips or shove them all on red?
Yeah. Big decision. Looks like they are going somewhere down the middle. I feel like they would have bought by now if they were going full spend. Nope, they are going full spend. It's a bit of a late call into it, but they decide to go for it and spread the cash as best they can. So this is do or die for Team Falcons. The CT side needs to start here, and it needs to roll for quite some time. It starts. This is really the bare bones buy, as far as you would call it.
I wonder if they're going to hide their utility. If you're Partisans, you really think this is an eco. Well, I guess the pause alerts you a little bit, but you might not be ready for a full investment. Here now comes some nades. It's just 1 HE, so still now, Partizan don't really have any confirmation of what they're up against. Where's Python? He's got that M4. That's, of course, the heaviest hitting weapon. He's over towards the B-bomb site for now. Saddling towards CT. I'd love to see him on the move trying to get activated because his M4 is the best chance they've got.
Big nades raining on in. Suitor on the edge of the smoke. Ready and waiting. Does chime in for one. Not quite the second, though. Rogger trades him out instantly. Mid play from the CTs. Not quite going to come for them now. They are trapped towards short. It's got to be big from Hadji. It's not quite big enough. 2 versus 2, though. Still very doable here for the CT side. Kenny S on a scout. It's not ideal. Yeah, he needs something with some more bullets in it. Finds a Mac 10. They're both coming in from short, making a lot of noise. KalubeR. Ready to go. Nade gonna land. Flash over the top as well to give them some space to work with. Duplicate makes mincemeat of one, and Python is not unsure of where the second one's coming from. Flash goes out. KalubeR around the corner quickly, though. The movement of the guy as well to just get away. Python's going to try and go for a hole, but he just does not have time for it. He finds the frag.
This is so close.
Time. I don't think he's going to get it. It looks like on the bars, though, he will just about. He will just about. Half a second in it. Man, KalubeR. So unlucky for him, but Falcons staying alive and they find 6.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the plant, their default, makes it really hard for KalubeR to get a sight line on it. A rare mistake for him in this map. I guess we'll let him off because they wouldn't be in lead this extreme without his heroics. But Falcons pull it off. Full force buy. They put everything on red and it turned up that way. Tremendous risk. They're almost certainly out of the tournament if they can't win that round. Christ. Lifeline handed and they need to grab on for dear life. Falcons can't let go now or they'll fall straight into that boat propeller and be chewed up.
Slowly contacting up Banana. They've just found so much control. Probably just going to burst off of this, and they've got to be careful. An AK in the mix is really scary. I think they'll find the first, but there is the Galil of Duplicate taking down MBK, and a big one from Collins. He does get traded, but he's keeping them deep into CT, so they can get that bomb down and recover some weapons and give themselves a decent go. They stack on top of each other. Big damage, but no frag for Rogger. All coming in from CT. Duplicate not having a bad game as well, to be fair to him. Him and KalubeR, goodness gracious. It'd be nice to see KalubeR on a rifle, but now's not really the time to be swapping around. Hearing them come in. Playing on top of each other. Flash comes round. It's ineffective. It's going to be down to Duplicate. Finds the first. Looking for a little bit more. Too many targets. Oh my goodness, he's making it look doable though. Hadji does find him, but again, it's going to be very close on the defuse. Should have it with the kit. Oh my goodness, Falcons up to 7, but they are having to work for these rounds, let me tell you.
Wow, holding on for dear life. Wow, if Rogger gets one kill in Ruins there, that's a different ball game. Christ almighty, this is getting close. I know the scoreline says 12-7. I know it looks still a little bit far down for Falcons, but that's why they're pausing right now, because they get it. They know they just need to snap this money on the T side, and suddenly they'll rock it up in rounds. Partizan are going to buy again. They had the plant. They had a lot of kills. Their loss bonus is starting to mount a little bit. 1 AK on Rogger, a couple Galils. It's not pretty, but they know the Falcons don't have a lot in reserve either. This is on the absolute brink here in the early stages of the second half.
Yep. Falcons trying to hold the line as best they possibly can, but it is getting harder and harder for them. Another buy. Another buy. Deep down mid. Deep into second mid. Oh, they might be ready for this. The flash is so good, though, onto Duplicate, and he gets taken down early. Falcons not messing around. Some really nice strats and some really nice set pieces here.
I think they need to go through the smoke. Oof. They've only got one flashbang. That's on Emmy. Primed and ready to go. Here it comes. Kenny's whited. Not quite taken down. Python doing work from Coffins. Emmy trying to trade, but it's not possible. I think Falcons have done it, especially if they can deny a plant. Surely it's now an eco for Partizan. And Falcons from the brink of defeat, from disaster, Starting to see the light. Maybe there is a route back into this game.
It's very possible. It is very, very possible here.
Heavy eco. First time we've seen that for seemingly years.
Nice logs nade onto Emmy to tag him down early on. They're just looking, stacking on top of each other, looking for an opportunity to present itself. Maybe there's one here in the form of MBK. Not able to track him down. Or the double nades even to keep them at bay. So making this round costly in terms of the utility, that's for sure.
Every little helps. Could really come down to this now. It's Partizan pump the brakes. And group up towards B. Bad news is there are 3 Falcons players here and another re-smoke. So they'll be waiting that one out.
Wow, really winding the clock down on this. Hoping they can find an opportunity that presents itself as they go contacting in. Edge by edge, inch by inch. There it is. MBK going to spot the first Kenny S up on the boost as well. They'll start to work together. Flash comes in, and Kenny should be able to mince them pretty easily here. It's actually MBK, 2 crispy headshots, but not a single kill coming in there. Falcons moving up to 9. Partizan struggling here. They've got another rifle buy, though, and we'll see what it has in store for us.
KalubeR's cooled off a little. That was 18-2 at one point. Not to say it's necessarily his fault that the scoreline is closed up. It's just that it's just not the insurmountable beast he was earlier on. Here we go then. First time for a long time Partizan have had a real investment. AKs and utility across the board. Deep mid smoke out from Falcons. And look at Haji trying to do his standard mid nade. Rogger knows the lineup, sees the nade come through the smoke and starts spraying. 2 members down, another kill found on Banana, and this is not looking good for Falcons. Just as they were starting to wrestle over some momentum and traction back into this game, it's taken out of their hands. And I don't blame MBK for thinking about leaning A. Guess they have the info now to push back, but they need a lot of luck to make this round doable.
Yep, I think they're going to move on for a save, to be fair to them. And it does suck because they are, trying their damnedest to close the gap. But Partizan have just got enough gas left in the tank to make sure that they are able to keep these rounds rolling. And it's not the prettiest round here, but they do manage to get a 13th. However, the saving grace is the fact that Falcons will get a solid save.
This is getting tense. Very tense. Whew. 13 for Partizan. And they keep 5 alive. Very nice round. Exactly what the doctor ordered. Falcons certainly have a good investment here. But some tough decisions to come. Kenny's had such a troublesome game. I mean, when you look at this lineup on paper, Hadj and Kenny should be the front runners. They should be the heroes. NBK's had a stormer here to keep them in it. Python's been pretty good as well. They need their star players to show up in a big way now. This is essentially what they earn their paychecks for, these guys. Players of this caliber need to shine when it matters most, and they're running out of time to have an impact, or Falcons are going to be going home.
Massive round, biggest one of the day so far, it feels like. This little nade onto MBK does soften him up. Going to trade some nades back on the Falcon side, maybe even try and go for late banana control. Molotov comes in, there's no flash to follow. MBK is a bit trapped here, going to be left so very low. He's lucky to be alive that long, to be honest. Kenny S does take out Emmy, and a lot of damage traded back onto these players. So 3 of them, in fact. So Partizan are a bit worse for wear, it looks like, but really not sure on that Falcon side which side to hit at this point and how indeed they want to stack their players.
Suitor. Ooh, that's a big risk. 2 kills found. Traded by KalubeR. On the knife edge right now. Falcons have an advantage. Hadji just comes off the angle. Duplicate looking the right way. Looking the right way. Does just in time. Kenny S is coming. She's Python coming back over. Hadji's so low. Python is here to help out his teammate. Duplicate jumps onto side. Kills Hadji. All eyes on Kenny as he moves around. KalubeR goes wide. 10 seconds. Kenny can win this round. Kenny can win this round by denying the plant. KalubeR goes for it. And Kenny connects. 2 seconds, 1 second. No chance. Oh my lord. He doesn't get any closer than that.
Yeah, absolute massive one. I mean, Kenny was just about on his way out, you know. With only 10 seconds left, he was just about to get into church even, which would have, you know, given the space needed to get the bomb down. But he ends up being in the right place at the right time. Almost too perfect from Kenny in terms of the timing. So they will keep it rolling here. 10th round. They're stringing them together. It's been something that's plagued them on the CT side. It plagued them over on Mirage as well. See whether Partizan can keep that trend up.
Triple porch for that CT side. 4A setup overall. And it's just MBK and he needs to be oh so careful. He cannot die. Gives the ground. This banana is cleared. MBK drops his only smoke. I don't think he's got any more nades. And Falcons need to make a very tough decision. As soon as the smoke fades, they're in for a lot of trouble. MBK's on his own. And I'm sorry, Falcons, but you've made a big wrong read there.
Probably saved now.
MBK was completely left out for Delta Dry.
Yep. And they are going to save it. It'll be up to 14. Partizan, once again, keeping that trend going of shutting down the rounds. And there's just not much to add to it than that.
At least give NBK another nade set if you're going to play like that. What's he meant to do? He uses all of his nades. He's on his own. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. He needed to have another nade set if they're going to play like that. They need to instantly react, fighting mid or something. Big gamble that Partizan were going to come for mid control and it just didn't transpire whatsoever. I guess at least they kept the guns alive, but Partizan are getting ever so close now just to making this, getting this over the line.
14-10. Falcons, what have they got left up their sleeves? Their shirt's getting awfully short at this point, but we'll see. Awful lot. I mean, there's nothing to complain about buy-wise, is there, at the end of the day? What's the setup going to look like? Oh, Kenny's got so much info here. He can hear them all running out next to him. So probably going to call that it's an A-sided default. Goes contacting in and a great fadeaway shot onto KalubeR.
Bit of a mistake there from Partizan. They'd be calling that smoke and saying something funky is up. Let's just wait it out. Huge opening pick. Huge opening pick from Kenny. Man who's really struggled to have impact here on Inferno. Comes good in a big way there with that first kill. And now to build upon it, Kenny swaps onto B. Old school dynamicism coming into play. Maybe Partizan don't expect it and go in a bit headless. Expecting rifles. Players grouping now towards B. Front sight smoke lands. Just trying to apply some pressure. Probably trying to pull some nades. And Kenny set up, and now we're going to find out. Do Partizan expect an AWP to be here in a million years?
think so. We'll see. Lots of nades coming in. A great little Molotov going to keep them at bay before they can even really use their own. Kenny S is going to melt ever so slightly. Great contact flash, but he does manage to find another before falling back. Python on the edge of the smoke is also here. Great round so far from Kenny and a great round overall from Falcons. 14-11.
Well, needless to say, they needed that one. Eyes coming in. Partizan still have money. Falcons. This series has just been completely unpredictable. Completely impossible to tell who's going to streak ahead with their advantage. First pause of the map for Partizan. That's a bit glaring, isn't it? How have they got this far without a pause? I guess first half was incredibly dominant, but maybe get a bit more value. Oh well, we are where we are. And now they're having a very important discussion because this is a colossal round. What are they going to do? Stick to the defaults, group up, try and force out something more aggressive? B bomb site has been the port of call the last few rounds, but Falcons have just been leaning in that direction heavier and heavier and heavier. Made all the easier by Kenny's entry on the previous. Big call for Emmy. Big moment.
Here we go, aggressive through in towards second mid. The flash is all ineffective. There's 3 players ready to go to trade out. Actually, how have they come away with 2? There's so many bodies around. MBK in a window. They didn't know where he was coming from. But the trade is there from Collins. 2 versus 1.
That was too much.
What is going on? MBK trying to fly out. I don't know what he's doing either.
I can't believe Partizan didn't just annihilate them.
I know,
they had 3 set up, and I'm totally confident somebody called the mid-smoke and said they might be doing it again, and they were ready. That's crazy. Falcons... I think Falcons are incredibly lucky to be in a 2-on-1 right now.
Yep, they're going to win it as well. 12 comes in. That's the bank broken, by the way. Should be a 13th.
The guys, the flashes are so far away from you when you're deep in your second mid like that. They're barely doing anything. I can't... It must have just been some missed shots from Partizan. I'm not sure what it was. I'm not surprised to see another timeout because they should have punished that.
I think maybe an overload of information as well, though. Because MBK was the one that was, like, not really accounted for, let's say. So they must have just peaked with some crazy kind of timing. And just distracted them enough that all the comms are on top of each other, all over the place kind of thing.
Looks like it's going to be a heavy eco. Hero Galil onto Duplicate. But apart from that, just a couple of HEs in the mix. Maybe they're going to try and get fast to these HEs. Maybe fast up Banana. We'll see what they choose to go for. Nope. Maybe they have a plan for them later. I mean, I don't think buying HEs is that common on the T side. Maybe they're going to run a set A round where they dump nades on pit. It's got to be that. Nobody in pit right now, so maybe it wouldn't be the best place, but there's got to be a plan here. You don't buy 3 HE grenades on a half buy without a reason.
Yeah. Nade strikes coming in somewhere.
Hadji is in pit now. Yeah, they are. They're going to explode out of Boyd and try and nade pit. I really question if Kenny's going to take a shot on them before those nades get released. No, they're changing their mind. Interesting. Split coming in. Big hold required from Kenny and his teammate Hadji over on A.
Needs to go in somewhere. It's the smokes to come through, giving them all the control. Lurk and a burst out from apartments. Molotov will slow them down for now. It was pit, but he just started to move away. That's so weird. KalubeR, though, going to drop down. Does manage to find one. They've got to move fast on this retake. 2 players locked in on the site. A dig lands onto 1. Kenny will fall eventually. 2 versus 2. AWP recovered. Bomb plant's going to come in as best it possibly can. MBK looking for the cancel. Oh, they line up for duplicate. And he will find them both. They've got too giddy to deny the bomb plant.
Holy smokes.
Unbelievable scenes. That is absolutely mad from Partizan.
Oh my, it was that NBK, it was Kenny. I think it was NBK on the side. That is, they just couldn't connect with their shots. It was really awkward. There were players in mini pit playing the headshot angle, and crikey, that might seal the deal. I love how Partizan didn't use any pauses for the entirety of this game. They burnt 3 and 4 rounds.
Been saving them for a rainy day, eh?
This one might be raining with champagne in about 20 seconds.
Yeah, we'll see how these early picks
Oh
go.
my lord.
All right, Kenny's got the good spawn. He's going to go for the mid peak. Look at the buy as well, Alan. It's dreadful. He's going deep in towards mid. He's angry. He's very angry. Flash comes off, and it's close, but he doesn't find Duplicate. Duplicate's pretty lucky that he doesn't. Really could have turned the tide of this one.
5 and 4 stopped by the flashes. Very timid stuff from both teams outside Kenny. Abs control taken. This time using a flashbang in case Kenny was on the angle. Oh, Partizan. I haven't seen them playing this slow the entire half. But they're starting to really feel the gravity of each decision from here. Corner nades come out. There's nobody there to greet them. Vindicates is back on his Molotov. Gap in the smoke. Kenny punishes. First frag found. Partizan, a man down. They're going to start working B. Roger's trying to push his way in. Nobody facing from CT. Collins is with him. And the smoke is out to block them for now. Partizan. Oh, there's a gap. No way. No way. I think he sat back on the on a deeper line. I think he sees MBK crossing.
So let's see how that affects the play then. The Molotov going to come down. Might make this CT smoke a little bit dodgy as well. It does. Smart stuff. Massive gap for Kenny S to work with. Massive gap for Kenny S to work with. G chimes in first. Will go down. MBK trying to be strong on the site. Will fall 2 versus 2. Hard to call. Very hard to call.
Time is the ultimate enemy here. Yeah. I think they also knew the CT smoke was real bad. Clinging on for dear life. Kenny with some big frags. Just
about afford as well to get. One player's going to have to sacrifice down, but their money is in the bin.
Yeah, I think they should buy. Duplicate can drop. Duplicate could double drop Galil's.
Yeah, Galil, yeah.
Which actually might have been the play. Okay. Rogue's going to have to go about nades. It's not too bad, actually. Emmy can just play a little bit of a more back roll and pick up a gun if he needs to. Here we go, then. 3 players starting B for Falcons. Nades raining in on Banana. Partizan are just playing out. They're ceding this control for now. Now they're going back into Banana. So, interesting. Falcons. That's odd. They dropped a lot of nades on Banana and didn't actually. I mean, they had it. They could have tried to hold on to it, but they favoured to fall back instead.
Spamming away is Python. Not going to find anything through the smoke. It is just to draw attention at this point. 1:05 left on the clock. Although I talk fast, the pace is slow here. They're really winding the clock down on this one. Nice little nade onto MBK. Going to be a B burst. Kenny on this angle. He's played it an awful lot. If they can read into this, they might be able to take him down. Emmy, though, gives his life for it. Oh, the Molotovs, plural, come through, and we're just not ready to smoke on top of it as well. They've not baited out enough as yet. 35 seconds. What's the wave? What's the move? Masuta down middle. Good for 1. Taking him out. Are they going A? Are they going B? They don't know. They're going to save. Oh,
They don't know it,
my
but Hadji was
goodness.
alone. This has got OT written all over it now. This is going to be a nightmare buy in the final round of regulation. Rogger, the best he can do is buy a flashbang. Colin's going to have no nades. Guess Duplicate's not in a horrid spot as he's already got one smoke on him, but... Christ, they're going to have to either contact him for map control, just do something explosive, or, you know, run something like an apps pop where you can just go on a few flashes. They've got very limited options because of the utility. Falcons really going to get this map to overtime. They look down and out 2 or 3 times already.
Yeah, they did. Goodness me, and look at that in the top right. What a long series. We've been here 4.5
years.
Easily. Yeah. Yep. Definitely felt like we've aged that much. I will see. Window flash. Oh, it could be mad effective, you know. Just not able to find the frag. Holding for it, hoping someone gets overzealous, but there's no chance anyone on Falcons is going to needlessly peek anything.
Been so many rounds that just evolve into the execute before any macro gets played. Roger on the angle pulls the trigger as the flash whites him up and Python hits the deck. That could be all they need. That could be all they need. They're already grouping here towards Banana. There are 2 in defense, but there's no nades here for this CT side. And that has not been the case in the last few holds. Here we go. Flashes in. NBK ready to peek. Masuda on the boost gets 2. NBK goes wide. Doesn't need to take too many fights here. They've already gleaned themselves an advantage. 4 on 3 now for the CT side, and that bomb needs to be picked up thick and fast. They need this plant immediately.
Yep, they are going to get it. You do have to bear in mind here, Hadji is absolutely miles away. Masuda's going to get boosted up again for another one. Beautiful stuff. KalubeR does take him down. Can't get his hands onto a rifle at all, onto Rogger to find 3. They're very split here. They are very, very split. Misses the shots, and MBK will take him down. It's going to be overtime to decide it. Another overtime here in this series. It's all the way down to the wire. Make sure you stick around. We'll take a quick break, and when we're back, let's see how this one ends. all the rounds required for this one. Don't want to miss this, of course. A knockout game in the loser's bracket. The loser of this one, oh my God, can you imagine being fighting for hours? The second overtime of the series and the second map, it went to 30. So we've had pretty much as many rounds as you possibly can from a series of Counter-Strike. At least a best-of-3 series. So, who's going to come out on top? I cannot call it. I doubt Alan can call it. I doubt even the players can call it. It's been Partizan's game at one point, Falcons' game at others. And they're on that CT side start. Will that make the difference here? For MBK, it does. Loves that A1S. You know what? He's loved it for years. And it will not let him down. Python in with the trade as well. 4 remain for the Falcons side. Any more for any more. Duplicate taken down quickly. Emmy on 12 HP. KalubeR with 27 kills. It wasn't enough in regulation. He's looking to get a few more. Nice follow on to Hadji. Maybe the bomb will come to join. Maybe it'll go B.
It's already a monumental recovery to make this a 2-on-2. A deep banana take was so aggressive, and KalubeR comes alive. He was a beast in regulation, particularly that first half. Python swings, can't get the kill. 30 kills accrued now by KalubeR. You can actually tell by the score lines that it's been a very low fragging game. There's been a lot of CT saving throughout this map so far. That will not be the case in overtime with this 12.5k. Partizan finally break the deadlock and get themselves another T round. Always is the case in overtime, but they need more than this. In that previous one, they got blindsided by a really fast B take, so that's why they're coming over with numbers this time. They want to fight back with numbers. Kenny gets aggressive. Another good start for Falcons. They can't stifle it this time.
Solid stuff. KalubeR still chilling around, though, in that boiler area. Looking towards A once again. Kenny's going to get a flash over and sets up on the angle. He will be mollied out, unfortunately, though. So we're not going to get to see him pull anything off just yet. Still 1 to the good for Falcons, though.
Grouping in apartments. I think it's going to be an apps pop. As soon as he starts clearing back into mid. Yep, nades in hand. Roger hits the deck. They'll also make the call that it's probably an apps pop, seeing those sort of nades being lined up. Kenny's posted. Makes it 2. It's just duplicate. He's not going to last long here. 16 apiece. Very good round. And Kenny rolling back the years with that entry. That was so fast, so aggressive. And that flick was pinpoint precision. Beautiful stuff.
See what Partizan have got in their back pocket. Then they're going to need to pull out a few strats they've been saving for the overtime. Falcons are looking good after that last round. Quick boost up coming in, but can't find the kills. Emmy fails on it. He was maybe not the player that you want to have the best for. Collins, though. Oh my goodness. Crisp headshots. We'd usually say to save, but it's overtime. You don't do no saving in overtime. Looks to be 17 for Partizan if they play their cards right, though.
Kenny's got nades. I could really do a smoke, I guess, to isolate off banana and make it, you know, a few less angles. Molly could go onto Emo or New Box, just maybe can make their lives a little bit easier. But the problem is, Duplicate still doesn't have a smoke. If you can get back over, put that onto CT. This is a nightmare retake. Molly is onto Emo. Oh, they have actually been forced into the open. This is getting a little bit awkward. Duplicate needs to start spreading and help his teammates.
Yep, KalubeR, meanwhile, has managed to find a frag, a pretty key frag to bring it back into a 2-on-2. Gets another as the flash comes in, and KalubeR's just spinning around, finding them all. This guy is reactivated into the overtime. He is reinvigorated, is what he is, and he looks fantastic to get number 17.
Well, he's back. He had a bit of a hiatus at the start of the second half of regulation, but KalubeR is back, and he's the best player on the server by a long shot. Collins, bonkers entries. As it looks like we've got a little bit of a technical pause. Again, we had this conversation, I think it was maybe yesterday or the day before, but you really can't blame them. At these stakes, this level against elimination, if you're feeling any technical issue, take that tech and sort it out for 5 minutes. We can stall. Apparently not too long, so we should be back into the game soon. Partizan advantage now on the CT side.
Massive. Pretty massive. We'll see. A lot to get done here if they are to play off in the smart fashion from the Partizan side, but still Falcons, they're played by a little bit of an issue here, and sounds like we're good to get going soon. Whoa. This is big roller coaster cam on this one. This does make me feel a little bit weird. My head's following the way that it's going. Of course, to show us off the Kenny S, the magic stick,
all that Kenny,
as it's called. Across the course of many majors there.
God. Yeah, these all in a row as well? I think they might be. When ESL major... No, I don't think they are in a row, because I don't think there's kind of clash with an ESL major. Either way. T-side. Falcons. Regulation was a lot of A hits. I mean, they had that round where they went through the long smoke, which did a lot of work to actually get them to this point. So they choose to go for. Kenny's top spawn. He could go fast logs. Drops his smoke, and I think he has intentions to get aggressive. Here he comes. Front logs it is. Flashbangs push him back. No chance of a duel. Nade lands right at his feet. Does surprisingly little damage, to be honest. And despite a lot of nades being exchanged, Partizan are not actually going to fight for banana control here. They've ceded it all the way back.
All the way back to the start, maybe for Partizan if they're not careful. Could be a big nade here. Doesn't quite make it deep enough. And the second follow-up nade does fail a little bit. Emmy only takes 7 damage from it, but all the same. Trying to get above the smoke. Spotted one. He's definitely spotted Kenny. He spots out the boost as well. Is the 1-for-1 enough? Rotation's coming in pretty quick. Collins, misstep, I would say. Gives his life away, and now they can't really help him. KalubeR on the line, on the angle, going to get duplicate. Oh, boosted up at the perfect time. Good for one. Spots out a couple more. Might go back up. Yep, duplicate. He's going to go back up indeed. They think that it's safe. It isn't. He gets another frag from there. Big damage coming in through the smoke, but no return frag. Rogger on the AWP, meanwhile, going to try and catch a member off guard if he can. He needs to get this trade, but he can't. Hadji with a massive moment here. 14th frag of the game. He's been quiet, but now loud as ever. Duplicate, they're both low. One bullet onto each. Finds the first. Not ready for where the second is at, and not going to check dark because he didn't have time. 17-17, all evened up.
That was on the absolute brink. Hadji, monster moment. All great series are meant to end on Inferno, and kind of for the reason that so many rounds come to after plants where the tension mounts and mounts and mounts. Here we go then. 17 apiece. Comfortably, probably approaching an hour and a half of Counter-Strike here on Inferno. Nothing can separate these teams. Tip for tap. Banana control in the hands of Emmy. His teammates sprinting back to A to get it reinforced. Emmy's going to get left alone. As Collins rotates off. A heavily defended right now by the CT side.
Yeah. Maybe as it should be, Partizan trying to not necessarily Hail Mary, but get ahead of things. But Collins, he can't really decide between A or B. Go back to B as there's no real presence on either bomb site. Makes it a very difficult guessing game. Long smoke for Falcons coming in, and it's going to be the brackets control that they're after. One molly down, one molly up. Make sure that they absolutely have got it.
I guess they were scared of a mid-stack. That's why they use so many nades.
Yeah.
Not to be. Very standard from Partizan, and Kenny's peeking in. He's right on the verge of being spotted. Flick goes the way of Kenny. Big entry kill. Duplicate in pit. KalubeR's nearby. And Falcons, oh god, they're running out of time to make a call here. Smoke comes in to block Masuda. Are they really going to go for a smoke? I think they're committed now. 20 seconds. It's time to go, lads.
Yeah, well, the one player in the form of Emmy keeps getting dragged away. Colin's going to lose his head fast. Pretty massive. Emmy, what can he do? He's going to go through it. He does deny the bomb plant. There's just about enough time to get it in. Thank goodness there's nobody else around. And it's difficult, the futility of it. They may as well just save on this. But this is really getting messy, Counter-Strike. Really getting messy. Python looking to just catch a few at the end, but the round itself is over. Falcons are going to hit 18 and series point before Partizan do, which does surprise me.
I'm not surprised in the sense that my body can't take any more surprises. We've seen it all, even the endpoint game earlier today. I mean, that Ancient performance to close out the series came out of nowhere. This map, earlier maps in this series, I've been sat here confidently thinking a team is going to win from their advantageous position and they just can't convert. Partizan have again had so many chances here on Inferno and for the first time they're staring right down the barrel of defeat. Falcons, one chance before we go into double overtime. Kenny has been on a storm since we've got into OT. Didn't have the best regulation, but he's been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant at finding opening picks. He's aggressive. Look at this. Emmy gets in front of that smoke. Molly's cascading down banana. Somehow, no damage really exchanged. Masuda's taken some sort of damage, but everyone's still alive for now. As the tension just mounts and mounts.
Yeah, the tension definitely moving up on this one. You can see Partizan very unsure. They're going to go for the A commit. He's going to swap some players around, maybe because of nades. Not quite sure. Touchdown flash comes in, forces players off of car here. Emmy, and the AWP going to be together. However, Emmy, he's not really able to find anything. Rogue are going to be left low as well. So Falcons, they do 1-for-1. It's a pretty advantageous 1-for-1. They're unsure of where they're going to go. They're going to try and move towards B. How fast will
Rogue
this be?
is so low, man.
Yep.
21. One bullet will do it.
Oh, he's keeping them back with that flash and another. KalubeR's on the way. 34 kill KalubeR's on the way. Pushing down mid is Duplicate. They're getting hemmed in here, but still going to need the kills to go your way on the Partizan side. KalubeR, edge of the smoke. Down goes Duplicate. MBK's AWP. KalubeR waiting, biding his time. Rogue still alive. KalubeR only good for the one. It's not quite going to be enough. And now it's just Collins. The bomb going to go down 2 versus 1. But look how low they are. This is a very doable 2-on-1. Collins, I think he just spotted the back end of MBK moving in. They have no idea how close he is. There's a kit down right there. Hadji's watching for it. Double peek comes in. MBK going to find it on the timing, and that will be the 19-17 finish. Ooh. Goodness gracious me, though. What a series. Both teams deserving of the win. They absolutely were, all the way down to the line. My God, one of the longest games of Counter-Strike I think I've ever casted. 2-1 on that score docket. It was a 16-14 on map 2. It was an overtime, a very quick overtime, but an overtime on map 1. And then we have had a very long overtime on map 3. Everybody tired here.